Ever considered relocating to Canada? Before you pack your bags, hang on a minute. It's crucial to look at the whole picture, to weigh the pros and cons of living in a new country. Today we're flipping the coin and discussing a less talked about perspective: reasons not to move to Canada. There's much more to the Great White North than meets the eye. So, are you ready to delve into the top 5 reasons not to move to Canada? Here we go. Before we start, could you please like, share, and subscribe to the channel? Reason number 1, the high cost of living. Canada is known for its stunning landscapes and friendly locals, but living in this picturesque country comes with a hefty price tag. Housing, for one, can be a significant drain on your wallet. Whether you're renting or buying, property prices in major cities like Toronto and Vancouver are among the highest in the world. Then there's the cost of groceries and other everyday essentials. A loaf of bread, a liter of milk, or a dozen eggs. They all cost more in Canada compared to many other countries. And let's not forget about the expenses for utilities, healthcare, and transportation. When you tally up these costs and compare them to the average income, it becomes clear that living in Canada can pose a financial challenge. It's a beautiful country, no doubt, but it requires meticulous budgeting and careful financial planning. So, if budgeting isn't your strong suit, Canada might not be the best fit for you. Second on the list is something you've probably heard about: the harsh Canadian winters. In many parts of Canada, the mercury dips way below freezing, and it's not uncommon to see temperatures as low as -30 degrees Celsius. This isn't a one-off event, but a routine occurrence during the long, dark winter months stretching from November to March. Now, imagine the snowfall that accompanies these sub-zero temperatures. In some areas, snowfall totals reach well over 2 meters each winter. This can seriously affect your daily routine, from commuting to work to even simple tasks like grocery shopping. Outdoor activities? Let's just say they're limited unless you're a fan of skiing, snowboarding, or ice hockey. And let's not forget about heating costs. Keeping your home warm and cozy in these conditions can lead to a significant increase in your utility bills. So, if you're not a fan of the cold, Canada's winters might just freeze your relocation plans. Moving on to reason number 3, the long healthcare wait times. Now, there's no doubt that Canada's healthcare system is universal, but it's not without its fair share of challenges. One of the most significant issues is the infamous wait times. For non-emergency procedures, the wait can stretch from weeks to even months. Imagine spraining your ankle and having to hobble around for weeks before you can get that much-needed MRI. And if you need to see a specialist, well, you might be in for a long wait. It's not uncommon for Canadians to be on a waiting list for several months before they can see a specialist. This delay can be frustrating and in some cases detrimental to the patient's health. But remember, in Canada, healthcare is free at the point of use, so it's a trade-off. So if speedy healthcare is a priority for you, Canada might leave you waiting. Fourth on our list is the distance from home. Now this is a big one. Imagine you're thousands of miles away from your family, your friends, your comfort zone. It's not just about the physical distance, it's about the emotional distance, the cultural distance. You might feel isolated, lonely, maybe even homesick. And let's not forget the logistics. The cost and time required to travel back home can be significant. Whether it's a quick visit or an emergency, the journey back to your homeland is never just a hop, skip, and a jump away. It often involves long, tiring flights and layovers. So, if being close to your loved ones is important, Canada's distance might be a deal breaker. And lastly, the language barrier. Here's a point that's often overlooked, yet it's as critical as any other we've discussed: the language. Canada, as a bilingual country, primarily uses English and French. If you're not proficient in either of these languages, you might find yourself in a bit of a pickle. Imagine trying to navigate through work or even just day-to-day errands without the ability to communicate effectively. It's not just about understanding or being understood. It's about feeling connected, being part of the community. Language is the key to unlocking that sense of belonging. So, if you're not fluent in English or French, Canada might pose a communication challenge. And there you have it, the top 5 reasons not to move to Canada. We've spoken about the high cost of living, those brutal winters, long healthcare wait times, the possible language barrier, and that painful distance from home. It's crucial to consider all these aspects of daily life before deciding to shift your world to a new country. Before you make that big move, remember, every country has its pros and cons. Make sure you're fully aware and prepared. Until next time.